Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Exposing Human Trafficking. Um, Another thing I wanted to share with you today is I appreciate all your comments, I really do. And there's one that kind of really stands out. I hear a lot, "You're so strong." No, I'm not strong. I'm far from strong. I was very lucky. I got therapy. I've had a few nervous breakdowns in this life because of what's happened. And I got real lucky that I was able to get help through doctors and professionals that specialized in trauma and hypnosis and eating disorders, suicidal attempts, you name it. And basically, they put me back together again. It wasn't easy. I spent my 20s and I would say like the early half of my 30s in therapy. And now, thanks to Brad Pitt trafficking me once more so that he could finish a sodomite ritual after breaking into my home, bringing more disgusting people into my house, like my stepbrother George Bermudez Jr. and Tom Hickey, the serial rapist of Chatsworth, and J.R., the owner of J.R. Saloon, who's also in that coven, and his dirty, disgusting friends. Yeah, because those guys that you see in pictures with Brad Pitt when he was young, those guys are still around him, and those guys are from the coven, and those guys also participate in the human trafficking. And basically, these doctors were able to fix me. Imagine someone that's very physically injured from some kind of event, and basically having to be put on life support, a body cast, feeding tube, and everything else. And that's the best way that I can compare and explain what happened with me psychologically to put me back together. Little was known back then about satanic ritual abuse or how to treat it. It was a touch and go. I didn't want to call it experimental, but it was like something that they did not have a lot of experience or data. And so they tried their best. And nowadays, however, there is a lot of more information on trauma and how trauma is processed, where it's stored in the brain, how the body reacts to it. And so there's better chances now for people that need to get help. That's why it's so important to have resources available for not only victims of human trafficking, but any kind of victim of trauma. What I have is a very extreme case of PTSD. And it's not easy for someone to treat unless they've already been specialized and trained in this. So if there is some kind of human trafficking safe house in your area, or if you're involved in some kind of organization that has a 501c3, some kind of religious, spiritual organization, consider trying to get some kind of psychological help for victims. At least have the resources of numbers to call where they can get help. There's so much stigma with mental health. And it shouldn't. I mean, what happened to me, my breakdowns, my nervous breakdowns, it was normal. These people did it to me because they wanted to cause this. All right? They knew if you do X, Y, and Z, then 1, 2, 3 result will happen. They know how the mind works. They know how emotions work. And it was purposely done that way. So if you're struggling with some kind of mental health issue, realize that it's no different than if you broke an arm or a leg and you got to put it in a cast and then go to physical therapy. It's the same exact thing. Don't think I can't go there. They're going to think I'm crazy. They're going to lock me up. No, they're not going to do anything like that. But get the help that you need. Because what happens if you don't get help for a broken arm or a broken leg and you don't have it set? That limb can end up never healing. It could end up growing crooked. Or you may not have the use of that limb again if you don't get those muscles to work again the way they're supposed to. So it's no different when you look at your mind and mental health. I know a lot of people right now are having issues because of the pandemic and all the stress and the economy and politics and this crazy world that we now live in. Go get help. Nobody's going to see you as worse or bad or crazy or anything like that. Because if I hadn't gone and gotten help, I wouldn't be here. All right? I would not have been here. And I know if you get help, you're going to feel so much better. You're going to see that it's not your fault, that what you're feeling is normal. And you're going to undo all the bad thoughts that you have about yourself and about life in general. And you're going to see a chance for things to get better and good. So I hope this helps. Please comment below, give it a thumbs up, share, and subscribe.